Hi fans of high quality entertainment. Today's video is on album artwork with that only has like an image on the cover. There's no text, not letting you know who the artist is or the name of the album. And what I've done is, I think I've got almost 40 in total, and I've ranked them from my least favorite cover to my favorite. So here we go. At the bottom, great album, but not a great album cover to me. It is Wire 154. I have no idea. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. Now this album cover by one of the Beatles gets a lot of criticism for not being a very good album cover. I don't actually dislike it, but you know, and also it's a very underrated album for me. Paul McCartney, Driving Rain. Thumbnail. That'll bring in the viewers. Next up, what's this called? It's one of those long, stupid long album titles. It takes you like half an hour to say. This is Smashing Pumpkins, Shiny and Oh So Bright, Volume 1 EP, No Past, No Future, No Sun. It's okay. Next up, a great Canadian band. Sadly, their last studio album, the tragically hip Man Machine Poem. It's alright. Next up, another Canadian band. Yeah, this one is really strange. And then when I was talking about it in another recent video, somebody's saying, I really like that album cover. You know, everybody has different tastes. This is the Northern Pike's Truest Inspiration. Kind of creepy. Very good album though. Alright, next up in the ranking, Midnight Oil, Red Sails in the Sunset. It's okay. I kind of like this one. Very, very simple. And I remember, you know, back in whenever 1970, you know, I never did buy the album when I didn't have any money, but it was really thick because there was a calendar inside. Plastic Ono Band, live piece in Toronto, just a very simple cloud. A Canadian cloud. And speaking of Plastic Ono Band and John Lennon, Yoko Ono, I did buy this. And then I returned it to the record store the very next day. John and Yoko's Unfinished Music #2, Life with the Lions, with the, you know, very sad photo. They'd just lost their child on the back photo. Next up, another one of my all-time favorite live albums. I don't mind this album cover. So these are starting to get good. Bongo Fury. And you know, some of these albums, I think they would have like a hype sticker, you know. So I kind of remember with this one it did. But, you know, I'm just going by the album cover and there's no text or anything. Yeah, Captain Beefheart and Frank Zappa, Bongo Fury. Sparks related. Yeah, I always have to double check to make sure I don't see any text. FFS, their album with Franz Ferdinand. Kind of a unique album cover. I like it. Not as good as Sparks' album cover, but still good. My good buddy Sean Lennon, who I'm still hoping to interview at some point. He is, I realize he's busy and, it's hard to get in contact with him. But, as some of you may know by now, I am interviewing Paul McCartney's guitarist Brian Ray this Wednesday. And it's going to be to promote a new single he has coming out at the end of the month. So the video will be posted at the end of this month. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, Sean Ono Lennon's Asterisms. And it's got an embossed S there. It's really cool. Great album. Paul McCartney. Of course, this one has text, but this is the from the archive edition. Wings, Wildlife. So it would just be that. Very nice. More Beatles. And these are two different artists and almost the same album cover. John and Yoko's Plastic Ono Band albums. Yeah. Very nice album covers. So there's John. There's Yoko. Another thumbnail idea. Yeah, I remember when this came out, and for probably a few years it's like, what is that? I believe, I could be wrong, I've been wrong once before, but I believe that is the inside of an ear. It's Pink Floyd's Metal. Now we get into the good, really good stuff. Well, I like, the last few I've shown, I really do like. So they just did this album, this album cover kind of became their image, even though they didn't intend it to. It was just for this album. They became really well known for the eyeballs, The Residents, and this is Eskimo. Yeah, I've always loved this album cover. Take it out of the case. The Rolling Stones, It's Only Rock and Roll. More Beatles. I love this album cover. Taken by his brother in 1958, I believe. Paul McCartney in his backyard for the album Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. One of my favorite Paul McCartney albums. We're getting near the end. What an iconic album cover. Led Zeppelin 4. And then of course you open it and it's like that. Not a bad album either. This, you know, might be a little higher in the ranking for others, but I still love it. It's Pink Floyd's, of course, Dark Side of the Moon, one of the most famous album covers ever. More Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy. Right. Yay, some Sparks. Kind of, you know, when Sparks fans would see this album cover, I think it would kind of remind them of some of their earlier album covers. This is Hippopotamus. There they are, lounging around as usual, not getting any work done. This one was very special when it first came out because, I don't know if you call it 3D, but there's another word for it. The Rolling Stones, their Satanic Majesty's Request. Of course, you would move it and the face would move a little bit on the original vinyl. Of course, kind of doing a, well, but anyway, this album is very underrated. I love it. But kind of doing a Sgt. Pepper kind of far out album cover.
It's so very lonely, you're 2,000 light years from home.
Thank you. Brian Ray just canceled the interview. All right, we're down to 1, 2, 3, the top 5. So this has text on it, but I don't believe the original vinyl did. Let me know in the comment section below if I'm wrong. The Who, Who's Next? You can see there's text there. It's the new remix of it. Not a bad album either. Another Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, although the original vinyl, at least here in Canada, I believe it came in like a black plastic bag, and then you'd have to open it up. So it might have had a sticker, or you know, a hype sticker. But the actual album cover, no mention of Pink Floyd or the name of the album. Number 3. It's Sparks, Propaganda. And I know, I think on maybe depending or later on, they would put Sparks Propaganda on the vinyl. But the original, there was no mention of the album title or the band. Just Ron and Russell. Looks like they're in a little bit of trouble. And they're still in trouble. And it looks like their band members really don't care much. And then of course the inside. Number 2, and you know, you'll see Sparks albums on quite a few best album covers lists, you know, top 100, especially this one, Kimono My House. And then, like I said, later on it would have Sparks Kimono My House. But on the original, no mention of them, except on the back. Number 1, for me, the greatest album cover with no mention of the band or the album title, but you know who it is as soon as you see it. It's the Beatles' Abbey Road. Yep. You have to turn the album around to find out who is that band on the cover. Oh, it's the Beatles. Yep. So that's it. Well, I screwed that up, but it doesn't really matter. This is just high quality entertainment with a mistake. I had 8 more albums that were on a table that I completely overlooked. So there is a new number 1, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be Abbey Road. So out of these 8, I didn't want to redo the video. So my least favorite from the 8 that were on the table that I forgot about, number 8 is Grand Funk Railroad, Phoenix. An okay album cover. Next up, Humble Pie, Town and Country. I like that album cover. Very, kind of, matches the music within, kind of acoustic, relaxing. And there's Peter Frampton, of course. The only thing about this, I don't like when they do that. I think there was like a back cover to this and it's not on. It's not even in the booklet. Gets me angry. Number 6, Kraftwerk, Autobahn. Of course, this is the, I believe, American and Canadian version. So this is and the UK version is much simpler. I love the back cover. That actually would have been cool as the album cover. Number 5 of the albums I had on the table that I forgot about. That's right, it's Creedence Clearwater Revival, Bio Country. And as much as I really do like this album cover, I really love, if their faces were the album cover with no text, of course. Next up, who is this? It's some guy with a crown on his head. It's Elvis Costello, and he is the King of America. One of my favorite Elvis Costello albums. Number 3. This, I think over the years it's grown on me. I like it more and more. It's a painting by Bob Dylan for the band's Music from Big Pink. Number 2. It kind of does have the band's name and the title of the album, but it's incorporated into the photo, so it's kind of still, you really kind of have to look for it. The Doors, Strange Days, and of course there it is there, a poster. So that's, kind of a unique idea, instead of having just The Doors, Strange Days at the top or whatever. And of course, such a great photo. That's strange. Jim Morrison in leather pants, and I'm wearing leather pants right now. Silly me, Abbey Road's not number 1, even though it's a great album cover. It's number 2. The best album cover. Well, one of the best album covers no matter what. That's right, it's It's King Crimson's... What's that called again? I forget. Yeah, In the Court. In the Court of the Crimson King. Got all excited there. Yeah. Like I've said the story so many times, in the record store, 1969, 1970, flipping through the records, and this, just kind of stands out. And I was very intrigued. I didn't hear this album for a few more years, but great album, and yeah, probably, if anybody said this was the greatest album cover ever, I couldn't argue with them. And that is it. So, thank you for watching. That was exhausting, especially for the viewers. Remember to leave a comment below. Please like the video. And make sure you're subscribed. And also check out my second channel, Larry Graves Canadian Studmuffin. I just posted a video today, a reaction to Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Drummers of All Time, according to them. Bye.